video is going to be about what
Wait, again.
Can I go now? Yeah. So, this video is going to be about what we think our productive desk spaces are going to look like, what we deem important, the six things and some life hacks that we've found.
These are all tips that we thought were helpful for us as we, start school and stuff like that. So take it kind of with a grain of salt because everyone's living situation or everyone's space is going to be kind of different.
Everything's personal. So do you be uniquely you. And then just let us know how you guys have set up your desk, or if you think you have any other suggestions for us. If you have any suggestions for us. Alright, let's get to it. Number 1, a monitor.
So we highly recommend a monitor because of all of the time you're going to spend on Zoom with your classmates and doing projects and stuff like that. So monitor will do really great things for your eyes because it's huge. And if I'm spending like 8 hours a day on my laptop, I want a bigger screen so my eyes won't be strained as much. A nice, simple, plain one will suffice. So my Big has a fancy big curved
do have a large curved one. But that's because I was investing in me. But something I did notice while I was in the school's Jumpstart program for about a month was that, professors are showing their slides on their screen, so you have to kind of keep that slide up. And then if you want to take notes or, pull up some supplementary windows up on the side, if you start doing that on your laptop screen, I feel like you don't see everything you need to see all at once. So it makes it easier for me personally that I have the video with the lecture going and then the professor slides getting annotated live, and then me annotating my own slides or my own notes in OneNote or whatever note-taking program you use.
Mm-hmm. And number 2 is lighting.
Yes, I always appreciated whenever I could see my professor and then his kind of facial expressions. It also helps me read my classmates too, so if you could see them, the lighting was good, and nice natural light also boosts your productivity, makes you not look at your bed so much, and then it's just good lighting is still your outward projection of how you're in class.
Yeah, and I think that for me at least, natural lighting helps me stay more focused because sometimes white light is just too bright, gives me a headache, and then warm light makes me feel sleepy. So natural light or sitting by a big window, it helps me the most. So I'd highly recommend if you could put your desk or your office space near a window, that would be the best setup.
Mm-hmm. Number 3.
But it's 3.
This 3. The Filipino 3.
3. It's space.
Mm-hmm.
So evidently every apartment's going to look a little bit different. So you just want to find one area that you can really claim as your office or your study space, so that you won't be tempted by food going on in the kitchen or your bed or your TV or whatnot. My office space is an extension of my living room, so I actually made my living room smaller so that I could have more space for my office, and it's my designated space. I only study there. I hardly watch Netflix there, but I only study there as much as I can, so that way my mind is more focused, kind of like when you go to a coffee shop. If you're a coffee shop studier, you study best in a coffee shop setting because you're kind of accustomed to it. Same thing with finding that space that's for studying only.
Yeah.
And that brings us to number 4, which is the background.
One thing I also noticed in the program that I was in was my desk was facing, behind me was my bed. So I don't know, one thing I really was bothered was that people could see my bed, which I make my bed every morning, right? So it's not a bad bed or something like that. It's just, I was just so bothered that people could see my bed. So what I did was I just rotated the desk a little bit so it's not, physically in my bedroom. I kind of sectioned off a little bit of a corner so that space was designated for, studying and work and things like that.
So like my Big said, she has she has like turned her space so that her bed's not visible. I put a bookshelf in the back because I think it makes for a cute little, I don't know, background on Zoom or WebEx or whatever you use.
Right.
Likewise, I feel uncomfortable with people seeing all of my space. Sometimes it's not very clean and organized, and so I just don't want to have that part of my life shown to the rest of my classmates or to the professor.
Right.
So having maybe like a bookshelf or keeping a blank wall, that's always a really good idea, especially now that all classes are, you know, online and stuff like
Right.
that.
And then like if you are in like your living room or more of a public space, like you don't really want to be distracting your classmates by like whatever's going around like in the background, whether it's like doors opening or like, you know, people walking behind you or, you know, the TV behind you in the background. So like you don't want these things like distracting other people or distracting you. Number 5, audio. So one of the things that I noticed in the Jumpstart program that I was in was like when people are speaking on the phone and or speaking on the video and it just sounds like you know, so that was gross. Okay, so I think what most people need for sure is like the regular pair of headphones that are wired, that have a mic, just so it's not picking up all the random things in your house. Like, of course you can't prevent like someone cooking in the kitchen or doors opening or people flushing the toilet or whatever it is, but you can kind of like try and mitigate that by like having something, you know, that's trying to only pick up you when you're speaking in your voice. And of course, like there's that rule that if you're not speaking, you turn on mute, but also like when you turn it on, you don't want it to be just too much like audio clutter for other people to be listening to.
And I mean, I live by myself, so there shouldn't be anyone flushing the toilet when I'm in class.
The toilet
So I don't have an audio set going, but so like again, you kind of have to tailor everything to what you deem fit for your office setup. And number 6. It's this 6.
6. That's
Six.
how it's...
6. Anyways, number 6 is optional. A good chair will do you wonders for your posture and your spine. So there are like super ergonomic chairs that go for like $400 online. I did not think that was necessary, so I just bought mine from IKEA. Shout out to IKEA, I love that place. It was like $50, super comfortable. So just make sure you find a chair that you will be able to sit in for a long time.
Right. Like I even did a little bit of like research and Googling. So like some chairs are so deep that when you're sitting in them, your spine does this weird concave shape, which is obviously not the natural curvature of your spine. A little life hack that you guys can do that I've tried is you guys can like roll up a little towel and then just put it on the edge of your seat, or put it on the edge of your hiney, and then just sit on it so that like the natural curve of your spine can like, you know, fall back into line. And then I know some people do like the standing desk setup. I've tried that too, where you kind of like raise your monitor and you just stand. I have my desk on top of carpet and it still was kind of uncomfortable to stand for a little bit. So the second life hack is, you know those mats that you use in the kitchen that like when your mom is washing dishes for 30 minutes, it's like the really squishy nice ones. You can take one of those, buy them from Walmart or something, and just stick them under there, and it'll do like literally do wonders for the balls of your feet, your heels, your arches. And I've tried that and it works out well for me. Yeah, you guys don't have to spend thousands of hundreds of dollars on the Instagram ad about you standing on like the most ergonomic mat. So yeah. Oh, and like this is important for sure, because you know when people are working 9-to-5 jobs, they're sitting at a desk and at 5 they get to leave. But because we're studying, and like we're studying right after school, or you know you're going back to studying after your little break, you're pretty much sitting down from 9 to 5 and then, you know, 7 to 10 or whenever it is. So you're really doing some damage to your spine and to your back if you're not, you know, comfortable. It's not in a good neutral position for you.
It'd be really great for your, would you say hiney?
My
Your
hiney,
hiney?
my bum.
Your bum, if you just get a nice comfortable chair to begin with. So that's all that we have for this video, but like we said Everyone's desk setup and everyone's kind of space is going to differ based off of where you are, where your apartment is, etc. So just take these as kind of notes, like pointers, and feel free to let us know how to organize our, our desks. If you have any tips, drop them below, and we'd love to hear from y'all.
Yeah. So we're definitely just trying all this out. We haven't really even officially started class yet. So I mean, we're saying all this now, but we might just end up on our beds, like laying down and just like, watching the screens from our laptops.
My back is literally gonna look like this. And that's all we have. Okay. So, bye.
Bye.